Hello everyone, this is my morning juice that I'm going to make. I am going to be juicing it in my Champion juicer, which I love. I've had for a good few years now, and you know, I'm quite the frugal noodle, so I have trouble buying expensive products, but I have to admit that when I got talked into this one, it was the best purchase I've made. So I've been doing a lot of juicing lately, getting healthy, and this is what I'm going to be juicing. So it's mostly a green drink. I'm not using any sugar right now, or any fruit sugars. I'm trying to do the Anti Candida Diet again. Just balance the yeast in my body and get healthy. I have a lot of reactions, itchies, and other things that come when I eat too much sugar. So thought that would be a good thing to do for the new year. So basically, I have some kale, some lovely kale, some red chard, couple, maybe like 2 to 4 leaves of each, about 2 or 3 really nice big celery stalks that I've cut in half, a couple carrots, and I'm actually going to be getting my sweet from the carrots. So a lot of times I'll just do a green drink, with like just the greens. I also have some curly parsley here, some cilantro. Oh, excuse me, the curly parsley is right here actually, and the cilantro is right here. You can see the difference. I don't have any ginger, unfortunately. I thought I did, but it turns out I ran out and forgot to pick some up at the store. So after I do my drink, I'll add a little bit of cayenne pepper or something to it to give it a little heat. Kick me into overdrive. But let's see. Yep, so I'm not doing, so sometimes I'll add like a little bit of apple. A lot of people add that to their green drinks because they think it gives it a nice quality, a little teeny bit of sweetness to cut the bitter. Although, for the most part, I don't mind the taste of the greens. I actually like it. And I will be using a lemon. So I'm going to be mixing that. I'll probably use maybe half a lemon in my juice. And that'll be really nice. So, let's see if I can get this to stay and try making this video. So it'll rest on top of my lovely bag of organic carrots. That sounds good. Just gotta get this situated. Don't mind me. Do. Can you tell that I really don't do this much? So I apologize in advance for my not so greatness. I know. I take this, and I take this like so, and then I take this, and I prop it like so, then maybe that will work. Oh, and all you can see is my hand. Haha, that's funny, huh? Alright, yeah, really not doing so great here, but we'll give that a try. So, alright, well, we'll see how that goes. Stay. Okay, we begin. So, actually, let me just cut my nice lemon. Okay, so a lot of times what I'll try and do is, if the lemon's organic, then I'll use the whole peel. If it's not, then, I'll take it off and I'll just use the lemon itself and the white part, which is the pith. But I think for right now, we're good to go with half the lemon. So, I'm going to turn the juicer on. For my juicer, this one in particular, one thing you'll notice is that it doesn't do greens as well as it does some of the harder, meatier fruits and vegetables. like the celeries, the apples, the carrots, that kind of thing. So if it's a really soft, like maybe a romaine or something, then I'll kind of alternate, and I'll put in the, like, you know, a couple, you know, leaves of lettuce, or a couple, you know, leaves of collard, and then I'll put in, you know, stalk of celery, and I'll kind of just alternate it so that it'll keep the blades moving, because this is a masticating juicer, which means that in here is like the teeth, I guess you say, the grip that just kind of turns and turns, and as it goes in, it turns it up, and then the excess, the fiber spits out here, and the juice goes down the bottom. So that's the juicing blender lesson for today. All right, and we begin. Start with some kale. Get that kind of pushed down in there. Celery. You see the juice coming out. Yay. Okay. I just kind of break the chard up a little bit into more manageable bits. Down in there. Stalks and all, I just put it all in. Celery. Oh, that looks so good. So good. Carrots. For my sweet. And we gotta give it a little extra push sometimes. Let's get this lemon cut up a little smaller. Parts of lemon. Now moving. Oh, it smells so good now. Some curly parsley. And those are a little hard to juice sometimes to get in there. So I can follow that with some celery. Get that. Get those jaws moving. Nice and slow, works well. Follow that with a nice kale. Get in there, kale. There you go. And you can see the leaves kind of get like churned in there, and it kind of makes it crumble a bit. So it needs a little bit more of a harder bench. See how easy that goes through? Oh, this smells so good. Starting to come out. The fiber. Getting some of the cilantro and the parsley. Give it a celery chaser. This also gives you a pretty good workout too. So I get my arms, my chest going when I press the sucker down. Nice and slow works best, that way it doesn't lose any of the juice if you force it through too quickly. More kale. celery afterthought. There it comes, spitting at me. Stick that back in there. So you can see it. There it comes. It starts to fly a bit. Some more creamy green herbs. Chard. Okay. That baby going. Getting to the end. One more carrot. Last of my greens. There you go. Carrot on top. Smells really good, really fresh. Okay. And it's coming. I just like to give it a couple more presses because see how, I don't know if you can tell, but it press it down, and it presses itself back up a little. See that? Which means that it's still working in there. So I just give it a couple extra seconds to kind of, you know, work itself through a little better. You can actually, I don't know if you can see, but there's still a little bit of that, especially if it's greens, you know, left up there. But, and you can see the blades working inside there, and you can tell, giving a good spin. But I'd say that's pretty good, and we're pretty much done. A little bit of lemon peel, but other than that, good to go. So, ate all these raw vegetables. Alright, turn this off. Flip the switch. And we've got the remnants. And these actually, since it's mostly greens, and I didn't have cucumber today, and I'm going to be making some, I have zucchini and I was going to put in, but I decided that I wanted to save that and do some pasta later. Some healthy raw pasta kind of thing. So instead I just used most of the greens, which means there's not a lot of water in those. So you can see it's not as much juice as I would normally have. You can get like a good cup, 2 cups of easily from there. And not to mention with all the servings of vegetables it has, I'd say that was at least, I don't know, 7 to 10 servings of vegetables in there. So that's still pretty good. So just put that aside.